What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a really awesome staff topper that is almost completely made out of junk. It'll add a ton of life to whatever stick or staff you decide to put it on, as well as being an amazing addition to any kind of costume. Now, this exact thing might not be what you want to make, but I'm sure if you watch the entire video through, you will get some great tips to make a unique staff topper of your own. So without further ado, let's jump into the creation. I just got everything cleaned up, and the stuff here in this corner is what I'm thinking about using to make this staff. What I think I'm going to do is take a piece of cardboard like this, wrap it around. Now, of course, I don't want this to be permanent because I still want to be able to use this like a hiking stick. I'll link that video in the description as well in the card right up here. So, I'm just going to wrap it around and squeeze tight, and then I'm going to put all assortment of things coming off of it to make it look a little crazy and exotic. Okay, so I measured out about how much I need to get around here and have a little extra area to glue on. Put a good bead of glue down, man, this isn't really coming out, down the outside of the inner piece, and then don't burn your hands. Wrap it around. It's not working. This hot glue is really hot because it's been heating up the entire time I was cleaning, and it's not the best hot glue gun. It doesn't have any kind of temperature regulator. Here is our base that we're going to be using to create our staff. It's gonna just simply slot on here, but I want to be able to have it stop at a specific distance, so I'm gonna try just folding this extra piece of cardboard. I'm gonna jam it in here until it's at whatever spot I want it to stop at, so then it'll stay there. Oh yeah, that's gonna fit nicely. You can see that the circle has a little stopper in there that is going to keep it from going too far. Now, what we need to do is find out how far. So to get this piece adequately on here, what I'm going to do is put it on this, put some hot glue around the sides, and then jam the larger funnel piece down over it, just like that. Now I gotta look at how far I want to go down on this. That looks pretty good. Does this say? Well, if you're wondering if I had any plan, the answer is absolutely no. I'm going completely, like, on the way. Like, I look at something and I have an idea. I'm making some flares that are gonna go out to the side, so it looks a little bit like some kind of torch. Now I'm gonna trim the sides down. And now I also want to make some of them go down a bit further than others to acquire a little bit of variation. So, I got that there, and now what I want to do is see what it would look like if it was burned. Because the cardboard itself is really bland. Handy dandy lighter that I use for everything. Let's go outside to do this. It's awfully cold and rainy out here. Finally, we got outside, and now we can actually burn it, because that's what we came out here to do. Couldn't get that fire out, but fortunately there's an abundance of puddles around here. Okay, so we've gotten back inside, and this is working out pretty well, but I think we should up our destruction a little. Peel back some of the cardboard? That seems like a good idea. Rip it down the sides a little, and then I'm going to add a little hot glue to it for reinforcement. Do that with a couple of them. That will give us an even more worn out and destructive look. Then once again, we're using the hot glue for a little reinforcement since we removed a layer of supportive material. And this will form our kind of bottom of a flower that I'm thinking of. I'm kind of thinking that we're going to have this in the middle and it's going to kind of spread and there's going to be a couple layers of things coming out. This is going to be the bottom layer. Alright, I put a little hot glue inside each corner so that when they bend back, they're not going to start tearing out more. Now I got to figure out what I want to be kind of the centerpiece of this pretend flower. Okay, so I came up with an idea for kind of the centerpiece. I'm going to first need this piece of cardboard and have it be nice and flexible, not folding in rigid areas like this. Then I'm going to slot it into this roll that came from an old tape dispenser. That is perfect. I can't even believe it worked. So it's slotted in perfectly. I've got the right distance measurement. There's still a few rigid areas, but I'm gonna glue it in. Okay, so I have the part here, my weird brother's making weird noises, and this is going, I put a few cuts in the sides to allow extra room, and then slits here for more squeeziness. It's gonna squish down in here. I put a good glob of hot glue on each. Move the chains!
There are chains wrapped around your mind!
So I put a good glob of hot glue on each of the four sections.
Put nothing!
And then pressed it down into here.
People will probably like this video.
Probably.
More interesting.
Why don't you tell everybody who's watching it that they should subscribe?
Before you go, make sure you subscribe to our channel and listen to all of our...
Not our channel, it's my channel!
Before you subscribe, make sure you subscribe to the... Before you leave, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and thank you for listening.
Okay, so we've got this piece in here that's locked into our...
hold it! There's a commercial break!
Never film with him down here. So, what I've got here is the piece of cardboard that's locked into...
Why would people care about doing their cardboard creation?
The piece of tape roll that's completely empty.
Hey, look.
That's here.
I've got
and
an
now
arrow.
I've got that ring that I can apply and put things into. Right now, what I have is this whole assembly, and I realized because I made it a sleeve, I could just take it off and work on it separately. But I'm going to use bits of string to pull down these flaps to the outside. Alright, so I just finished pinning down all of these burnt leaf things with some string. I just glued it to the top edge so then it wouldn't peel off, and then glued it again down here. And now what I'm going to do is take bottle caps. So what I'm going to do is glue some of these around here, but first I'm going to take this cork that fits right into here, glue it in, and then I'm going to have this being extended out. And lastly, I'm going to glue this bolt on top of that. This bolt, actually, it's kind of faded, I'm going to write it again, but it says lightning. So I have a lightning bolt on top of my staff. It's a funny pun. And this also gives me the capability, if I wanted to go really elaborately on something, I could thread a nut onto here that was glued onto some more exotic stuff. Okay, that fits well into there. Now what I'm going to do is take some more thread, some long pink threads, glue them down from there, and have them hang down a little ways, and then take from my failed Prince cup, I'll do 4 of them. I'm going to hang these poly panels on this bright pink string. I don't know, sure, I'll do pairs. So I got to cut this in half. Actually, first I'm going to glue the poly panels to it. So this whole project is kind of based off of hot glue. And just kind of glue it on. The hairs on there are going to stick really well, and I found that hot glue also sticks really well to PLA plastic. And the other end, fold it over, so make like a loop. Then take the loop. Actually, I'll make them different lengths. That'll help keep from getting them tangled. Take the loop and stick it into the ring from the tape, and then take the hot glue and just squirt a bunch in there inside the loop. And just for good measure, do a little on the outside of the loop too. There we go. That should make a really solid connection although it's going to take a while to dry since there's a lot of hot glue and not a whole lot of way for it to cool down. While that's cooling, let's move on to our next set of poly panels. Now, to create the overall feel of this part here, what I'm going to do is take a whole lot of bottle caps and glue them on all around it, which is going to create this kind of spiky, weird, junky look. I hope they stick. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like pretty much, unless I put another one right there. That's going to fit here is what the top is going to generally, as of right now, look like. The secret that's going to make this look like a kind of mystical staff are these two Nautilus ring things. Anyhow, they're failed prints and they look really cool, so I'm going to glue them onto the sides, which is going to create this like winged glyph look. Okay, so we got some of the scaly look, and now just to put these on symmetrical across from each other. I suppose it's just going to take a lot of hot glue. Careful, because you can melt PLA plastic parts with a lot of hot glue, so don't use too much. And it looks like I gotta hold this here a while. So the glue's dried. I'm trying to think of a better way to secure this on here. Well, first of all, it's not even straight. I think the only feasible solution at the moment is more glue. So first I'm going to run a bead down this side and squeeze it through some of the gaps. I gotta watch it because the glue will heat up the previous layer of glue and then it can delaminate before the new layer has had time to cool and secure it. So now I'm going to try gluing on some more bottle caps while that's drying. So here we have the finished staff topper. I think it looks really amazing, especially for being made completely out of junk. Now you'll notice I changed it a little bit. I put a lot of tape down the side because it fell over once and a lot of the bottle caps came flying off. It still looks really amazing, and if you got value out of this video, please smash that like button down below, and if you'd like to see more videos by MakerBrain, you can subscribe. Also, you can check my channel out right here, and a couple other videos by me right over here. That's all for today, so I'll see you next time.